After talking to hundreds of women about their businesses, this is what I have found. Many are lacking commitment to their businesses. They're feeling really guilty about it, and they're actually giving up before they even get started. Why is this happening? Well, what I see is that many have just too many things going on in their lives to actually stay and be committed to their businesses. More often, they also lack some of the essential qualities that are needed for entrepreneurship. So do any of these qualities lack in you? Are you lacking stamina? Are you lacking confidence? Are you lacking trust? How do you know if you're lacking any of these things? Well, do you find yourself doing any of these types of behaviors? Maybe you're being haphazard with your day. You're procrastinating on those things that you want to do or know that you should be doing. Or you're just grasping at and trying every new idea that comes along instead of sticking to a decision that you have made. If this sounds like these are some of the things that are going on for you each day, each week, each month, each quarter, then stick around, because what we're going to do is we're going to look at all of these qualities and why they are so important and how you can deal with the behaviors that are really keeping you non-committal. And we're going to offer you some solutions of how you can be committed to the business that God has called you into. Now, I want you to know that this is not about giving you more willpower. It is about having systems in place that help you stay committed, help you be committed to what God has called you to do. Join me. Hey there, wise woman. This is DeneenTB, your Christian business growth strategist and clarity coach. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, so I want to tackle this lack of commitment head on because it is probably the number one thing that I see in the women that I work with on a weekly basis. Those who are frustrated and not really seeing the results that they want are the ones who are lacking these entrepreneurial qualities, and they're actually seen in the behaviors that they're exhibiting when they're working during the week. The solutions are simple. The solutions are really what the Calling Clarity brings to these women. But if you can't make the shift, if you can't create the room for growth, you're not going to succeed in business or really in any other area of your life for that matter. So it does take commitment. That's a big word for some people. Commitment to doing things differently maybe than you've done in the past, and really moving forward with an attitude of the little engine that could. That's more like what you need to be doing. So let's look at these 3 areas to determine what quality you may be lacking, what the behavior looks like when you are lacking it, and what the solution is for helping you to move forward and really succeed in your business. Okay, so we're going to start with stamina. In the entrepreneurial life, this is super, super important because you need to have stamina, because you need to have endurance. Things don't happen overnight. You need to have the will to keep going. Again, it's not about willpower. We're going to talk about some solutions of how you can get that stamina. I love what Romans 5:4 says. It says, and endurance develops strength of character. Character strengthens your confident hope in salvation. So actually what God is doing is he's using your business to grow your stamina so that he can develop your character and make you more like his son. That is what your business is doing. And that's why he has you in business. But what does it look like if you're lacking this stamina? There is one sure sign that comes down, and that is, what does your day actually look like? I want you to think through what a typical day is for you. Ask yourself some of these questions. What do you do when you wake up? When do you get started on your business activities? How do you fit God into your day? Are you able to accomplish all of those things that you want to do in a day? You know, if your day is haphazard, if it's unplanned, if it's disorganized, you won't develop any kind of endurance because you're basically starting like with a new slate every single day. You're trying to figure out randomly based on how you're feeling on that particular day, what you're actually going to do. That does not build anything but confusion. And most times what that leads to is burnout. So what is the solution? One word, and I have said this word so many times before, it is routine. You need to have a basic routine for your everyday, one that includes all the important things that you need to get done. This includes your time with God, your physical activity, taking care of your family responsibilities, and working in and on your business. Now, there are women who tell me that they can't have a routine because they're just so creative and they need to work when they get inspired. This is a fallacy. This is not true. We are actually more creative when we plan time to be creative. I'm going to tell you about Lisa. Lisa is one of my clients who runs a membership group called Creative Soul Journalers, and she guides others to tap into their inner artist. Once she told me this very thing, the inspired thing. She also had a life that was happening to her instead of her controlling the narrative of her day. What she was doing was just putting out fires all the time. Now she has a routine. In fact, she had a period of time when that routine got disrupted because of an emergency, and she was lamenting to me about the fact that she needed to get back to her routine so that she could have peace and have the space to be more creative. Routine is not your enemy. It is your savior. Routine is not boring. It is calming. When you actually carve out space for what is truly important for your day, for your business, for your life, and you actually follow it, then you develop the endurance to keep going and to solve those challenges as they come up. That's what Lisa discovered. She plans what she wants to have happen each day. She takes care of her responsibilities. She takes care of herself, and she is growing the business that God is asking her to grow. She's serving those He has called her to serve, and she's created that rhythm to her life. So it is sustainable, able to keep that commitment. That's the better place to be, right? So what does your routine look like? What are you planning each morning? Or maybe you're planning the night before, or maybe you're planning for a whole week. Start slow. If need be, write out the tasks for your day in the morning and follow the plan. Grow to creating that list maybe the night before, and eventually be able to write it out for an entire week or a month or even more. One of the best ways that I have to help you actually get started in this area is what I call my Simplify Your Day. It's an activity that helps you to actually brainstorm through what is really required of you each day, what you can do that will give you the biggest return on your investment of your time and your energy, and the rewards that you can expect when you're focused on your routine. I invite you to check it out, and I will put that link down into the description for you. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to be talking about that you may be lacking is confidence. Now, you have to know that God has given you everything you need to do the job, the business that He has called you into. It's just that we just don't know everything, and that's why as entrepreneurs, we actually need to keep learning. Your lack of confidence shows up in one specific way, though, and that is through procrastination. Why? Because once you realize you don't know everything that you need to know for your business, then you get intimidated about what am I supposed to do next? That overwhelm starts to set in. Am I talking to you? And you're really confused about how to move forward, what to do next. So ask yourself this. Do you find yourself starting projects but then not finishing them? Are you wasting time doing things that are really not productive, like maybe deciding on, I need a logo for this, or I need to go make a website? Or do you feel like your days are super busy, but you really have nothing to show for it, like no new clients? If you find yourself overwhelmed with exactly what tasks are the best for your business and then finding excuses not to just get to it, then you will not gain the confidence in yourself to keep trying. Most times the excuses I hear from my clients are, well, I'm just waiting, or I'm really too busy, or I'm just lazy. They actually say that to me. This is nonsense. What is more likely happening is that they have bitten off more than they can chew. They've gotten all the big picture and they don't know how to break it down. Let me tell you about Marlene. Marlene needed to gain confidence in herself when she came into Calling Clarity. She was making this transition from being in corporate leadership to actually coaching others to be leaders. Her focus, though, was really on making everything perfect. Getting all of her ducks in a row, so to speak. She was wrapped up in the what will I show the world instead of thinking how will I serve those God has called me to serve. Once she worked through what we call our experience model, she discovered that 12 of her last 14 positions were either in leadership or mentorship or actually both. God had equipped her to step into leadership coaching. She just needed to see it and not get caught in the weeds of doing all the things that she thought she needed to do, actually all at the same time, because we do that as well. So what is the solution to gaining confidence? Well, it's actually in taking those smaller steps and in taking those bigger things that are overwhelming and breaking them down into manageable, actionable steps. Whether it is an idea or a project or an activity, it is putting those manageable steps back into your routine. Now, I have a video that I think will help. I'll put it up here in the cards and I'll also put it down in the description. I call this process deconstructing the hamburger. So make sure you check that out if you need to know how to do that. When you know how to break down those overwhelming tasks and see that taking smaller steps really does get the job done, you will gain confidence in your abilities and you'll grow this vital muscle. Remember, we need this muscle. This is the entrepreneurial muscle, a muscle that will help you stay committed to your business. Grow that. The next thing we're going to be talking about that you may be lacking is trust. Trust in yourself and trust in God. Creating a lifestyle business that you can stay committed to doing in the long term is the actual goal, right? I know for some, decisions can be scary, but not making wise choices for your overall business is even scarier, because if you're changing your mind all the time, it means you're not trusting that you're capable of using all the available information you have to make a decision, the one you know you need to make. Okay, so ask yourself some of these questions. Do you find yourself feeling like you need a new approach all the time? Are you grasping at the next thing that looks like it just might work for you? Is there an urgency kind of inside of you and it's actually exhausting you because you're trying to figure out what to do? Well, you know what? That all comes from lack of trust, because you have not really decided on your best course of action for your business. And if you have not implemented the decisions that you've made about your business, you're going to still feel that. When you continue to try various methods, you are not really looking for what works best for you. You're really looking for a quick fix. You are not trusting God to help you to put the right structure in place for your business. I have found that when my clients make the decision to come to Calling Clarity, sometimes they also keep looking at other methods that might work for them. They're not trusting what God has put in front of them, the Calling Clarity program, because we are always looking for your best way to do what it is that you need to do. So what is this solution for a lack of trust? Well, really what it is you need to have a way of making decisions that are not just based on your feelings or comparing yourself to other people or hoping that this one will work best. We call it the values filter. It is one of the very first activities we do in Calling Clarity, and it gives you a concrete way of looking at an opportunity and deciding if it's right for you and right for your business. There are many places you can go to find your values. We always look at the top 5. When Mary came into the program, she was having a lot of trouble figuring out what to say no to because everything seemed to be a really good idea to her. And soon she was really busy, or actually too busy, doing too many things in her web design business. She was doing blogs for people. She was doing content creation for posting. She was doing email marketing. She was even doing social media management on top of building the websites that she was building. With the values filter exercise, she now knows that her top value is peace. She doesn't compromise her peace for any project. Just using this one of her top 5 gives her the peace she needs to know that she's made the right decision. What it comes down to first is really deciding to trust God, to trust that He will bring those right resources to you when you actually need them. Trusting that He is giving you those right ideas, or He's putting the right coaches and mentors in front of you that will help you move forward much faster than you're doing already. You have to be committed to finding and working that one idea, that one plan, that one program to the best of your ability. Trust that you have made a good decision and that this decision-making process really works for you. Being an entrepreneur is hard work, but it is also very rewarding. As I said, God is using your business to make you more like His Son, to grow your character so that you have more stamina, you have more confidence, you have more trust in Him and in yourself. Being committed to your business takes work. It is an ever-growing muscle that will move you forward. It is not about having more willpower. It is about having a routine. It's about using tools. It's about having systems all in place that will help you to succeed. You lack nothing in God's economy. You can overcome these behaviors that are really keeping you stuck. And there are solutions that will work for you. This is DeneenTB. Thanks for being here. I'm always open to have that conversation with you about where God wants to take you on this wonderful adventure of entrepreneurship. See the link below to make an appointment to chat with me. And make sure to like this video. Comment on how you want to be better committed in your business. And please don't forget to subscribe. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, be filled to overflowing.